Welcome back to Living Local. Our next guest is a QC rising star who might be young, but his shots are anything but amateur. 17-year-old Cameron Snyder has a passion for photography, capturing winning shots for high school sports teams as well as portraits for his classmates. And Cameron joins us now to show off some of his work. We're going to see here in just a minute. So thanks for coming in, Cameron.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you. What inspired you to pursue photography? How did this all get started?
Well, originally I went to the Creative Arts Academy. I went there for my 6th and 7th grade year. I learned under Clint Balser. I believe I'm saying his name right, I'm not sure. But I went there for animation originally, and he kind of spurred my interest towards photography, and I just progressed through that kind of since I went there.
Yeah, right. Okay. How did you learn to take such great pictures? Through the academy then?
Yeah, pretty much through them. We would walk around downtown, take photos of like a tractor would drive through, or there was a bird sitting on a lamppost. We would find inspiration wherever it laid, and that kind of spurred my passion for photos that they're grand.
Yeah.
Photos that are not just a simple apple laying on a table.
Yeah.
It's big stadiums filled with people, and it's fast action shots, and it's show choir spins and twirls and jumps. It's things that captivate you and that bring you into the photo and that leave a lasting memory.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of those pictures, I mean, I do a little photography as well, but nothing like yours, that's for sure. But those are hard to take. I don't think a lot of people realize that there is a talent there, for sure.
For every hour I take photos, I have an hour of editing afterwards. So it's a large, it's a large amount of time to put towards one thing, and a lot of people don't get that.
No. So do you have a favorite thing to photograph?
My favorite thing, if I could do anything, it would be animals.
Okay.
I would love to work, there's a sanctuary in Texas called Alvea Sanctuary, and I would love to work there as a photographer, or there's, just a zoo, something like that, where I could photograph animals and maybe bring light to environmental issues, or something that affects them and that would benefit society or animals in general, something that I can do to help.
Yeah. Hey, I can see you on like National Geographic, right?
That would be amazing.
Right, for sure. That would be a cool job, definitely. You have a favorite photograph, right? And it's an animal, right?
Yeah.
I think we're about to see that here in just a second.
That was at the southern rim of the Grand Canyon. That is a cliff chipmunk. The title was Timia de Feliz, and it was in the 2022, I believe 2022 Festival of Trees.
That's cool. So cool. Awesome.
I think it was 2021, right?
Yeah. Where do you find the inspiration for some of your work?
A lot of it is from YouTube, short documentaries, Netflix, a lot of movies. I like having really thin photos that kind of, like that one, that kind of look like they could be screenshots from a movie.
Yeah. Like that one.
And I think that one, perfectly encapsulates what I was talking about.
Yeah.
It makes it look like you could pan away from that at any moment and be on a main character, and that's what I really like. I like to bring you into something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so you already have a photography business. So what inspired you to start your business so young?
My friend Jay, he runs a company called Flex Culture, and he was at North with me. His drive and his ambition and his passion for what he does, it really pulled me in, and I was his first photographer for when he dropped his first product. He does hoodies and shirts and stuff, and he has a website called myflexculture.com. And it was that first shoot with him in November of 2021, I believe, that really sparked the passion for, hey, I can get paid for this, I can make something off of this, I can do something with my life using this.
Yeah.
And I think it was that kind of spurred that passion.
Yeah. Talk about some of the equipment that you have.
So I use a Canon EOS T7 with an 18 to 270 millimeter Tamron lens, and that has, I believe it's called a piezo motor in it, so it's extra quiet. Those are pretty much the two main things I use. I run a 64 gigabyte SD, and I have about 8 or 9 spare batteries, and those I can go through for about one football game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are,
It
they
takes
don't last a whole lot.
No, they don't. They don't. What keeps you motivated?
Like I was saying, YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
Those short documentaries, ones like about the World Trade Center or you know, other events that maybe it's the cinematography or the storytelling, but it's when someone has a passion behind what they're doing, when I can see that they really care about it, that gives me the inspiration to then think, hey, maybe I could go take this photo, or I could use this prop to take a different type of photo, and that's where I get my inspiration.
What's your goal? Where do you plan to go? Or do you hope to continue your business, your photography business?
Up until the point where I'm not sure if I want to move or go somewhere, but I hope to get a credit sort of degree through an online program, and then hopefully go into photojournalism or animal photography. I'm not sure what field that would be, but whatever that may entail. Yeah. Hopefully some form of photography. Whether I can do some good with that would be a benefit. But it's just, I'm going to see how it goes.
Well, I see you going pretty far. You're already so talented at such a young age. Cameron, good luck with everything, and thank you for coming in to show off some of your work. All right, for more information, you can find Cameron right there at the website on your screen. There it is. And we'll also have all those details posted on ourquadcities.com.